So welcome everyone on board the Axopar 29 Cross Cabin. Let's have a short walkthrough of what this boat is all about.
This video is brought to you by YachtWay. If you're looking to buy a modern yacht, then visit YachtWay.com. Platform made for the 21st century. And these are the boats recently listed for sale around the world. Didn't find what you're looking for? YachtWay will connect you with an authorized dealer near you and get you on board the best looking boat on the water.
First thing that you notice with the new design of the Axopar 29 is that we've created a completely new design language, and it's a form follows function, so that when you start looking at all the shapes that you have all around the boat, they are actually made for a purpose, not only for the visual but actually for moving around the boat. So compared to the 28, we created so much easier walking around, and more or less these shapes actually will help you guide throughout the whole boat. So any sort of shape, concave or any sort of complex shape, is there to help guide you and make a comfortable walk around on the boat. So because a boat is never stationary, it's always going to be rocking through the waves. If we start from the back, the aft cabin in terms of ideas is now a bit more reinvented. It's bigger, wider, longer than on the predecessor Axopar 28. And actually we took back one of the key features that we had on the first generation of 28, which was a small loading hatch. Now we actually created a huge loading hatch. So if you want to overnight, consecutive nights, this is the place to and this is the option to select. But if you just want to have, for example, huge storage areas, the aft cabin also functions now with the loading hatch. Just throw down your bags, close the lid, and go driving. Very easy. The biggest changes that we've done on the 29 is actually on the bow area. And when we come for the bow area, this is an area which we are specifically proud about, because we now today have a forward-looking bench that we did not have on the 29s. In addition to that, we only on the predecessor had an L-shaped sofa. Now you can extend that sofa to a full-size U-shaped sofa, and now we are able to sit very comfortably up to 8 people all around the foredeck. The table is a high-low table so that we can actually lower it down and create a full sunbed in this area. The table is now more or less positioned in a position that you can now be sitting in the front, but as it has a third extra leg, we can actually move this table and position it one step further back, so that moving this leg, placing it in here, now I have a table in front of me in here. Additionally, I can also lower it down and I can have a sunbed extension even in here in front of the bench. So a lot of functionality, a lot of versatility on the 29. Hatches and storage underneath has been vastly improved in space, and now you have easy access with top loading latches. We have, because of the new bow flare, we have a wider area in the bow and wider anchor lockers and easier access for everything that you want to store in there. So really excited, but the real true new feature is the multi-cabin inside. So access still from the outside. Now you have a full-size storage compartment as standard with the bench in the middle as you see. Then additionally you can equip it with a toilet, and then the thirdly is that this actually transforms into a huge sleeping arrangement. Let me show you a bit more. So this is what's going to greet you when you come in. We have the optional toilet on this boat. We actually have a hidden sink in here, so for washing your hands, everything. And now to create this into an occasional overnighting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop down the staircase, open up this lock. These holes are only here also, not only for the staircase, for the step, but it's also to be able to have access to store. And now putting the cushions down, I have a good overnighting for 2 persons in the multi-cabin. So talk about multifunctionality on the Axopar. This is something that we're really excited to show on the 29. So that was the multi-cabin on the 29, but let's go inside. As we're walking inside, I want to showcase to you the door. Actually, when it comes to functionality and design, the door has been completely reshaped and remodeled so that it actually fits and looks very fluent into the boat itself. But the doors have now been way wider so that you have easier access inside of the boat than you have on the 28. And now you will still be greeted with the same ergonomics that you've been used on the 28, but on the 29, you will now, the number one difference is the panoramic windscreen in front is now also taken all the way to the back. There is no mullions and there is no C pillar anymore. We made this extra strengthened B pillar, and now you have the 360 overview for the passengers from the back to enjoy, really letting nature in and the sun inside of the boat. In addition to the panoramic windscreen, we actually took away the threshold also around, so you have now one flat floor all around, and you have so much more space to move around and so much more head clearance also on the new 29. On this side, we have a small asymmetric seat base, so that on this side you have even better access into the aft than you have on the driver's side. All this made for a purpose, all this made just to make your day boating and living on board easier. But an Axopar is always about drivability. So when we go driving with the new 29, it actually feels like a way bigger boat. This feels more like a small 37 to drive. The handling has been so much modified and changed from the 28. It still has that cutting bow and keeps a very smooth drive in very choppy seas, but in general the boat just feels bigger in every single way. The fuel economy is still there, so we're running the boat, even if it's a 29, we're running it with even a bit less fuel than the predecessor 28 with the same power. So this is also a testament of our relentless drive for more fuel efficient boats, and this is a perfect example on the 29. Hope that you will be able to see and try it for yourself, because Axopar's always been about the drivability. Now we're combining the functionality and looks even to raise the bar for everyone else to follow.